Do you know the difference between medical cover and critical illness cover? Most people confuse these two things. And most of the time, when you talk to somebody about critical illness cover, they tell you that they have a medical cover. So let's dive into it. One, medical cover covers you for all illnesses when you go to the hospital. When you have malaria, you have injured your toe, you have been involved in an accident, and even at the point when you have a critical illness. The difference here is that most of the time when it covers you for critical illness, it is not the 100% cover that goes towards critical illness. It's normally a percentage between 40% or 45%. So you can have a very good medical cover, say for 2 million inpatient, and then you're covered for 800 only for critical illness. That is one. Two, for medical cover, your medical payment is done to the hospital. It doesn't go to you. So even when you have a critical illness, the hospital will bill the insurance company, and the insurance company will then pay them up to the limit of what they have set. The difference with critical illness cover, on the other hand, is one, critical illness is 100% payable, the full amount for the critical illness. So if you take a critical illness of 5 million and you get diagnosed with a critical illness, that entire 5 million goes towards that. Secondly, that 5 million is not paid to the hospital. That 5 million is paid to you, and it is paid on the first diagnosis. So it's not about the bill, kidogo kidogo, it's being paid for your bill and what you know. You get diagnosed with a critical illness, you are paid your 5 million so that you can then follow up for your own medical covers, so that you can go for second opinion, you can use it for travel, you can use it to pay a debt, you can use it to, change your diet, you can use it for whatever it is you want. It is your money. The third difference is that for medical cover, you pay for it every year. From the beginning of the year, your medical cover cannot be active before you fully pay for it for that year. So if you take a medical cover, say for 2 million, and you're paying a premium of 80,000 or 120,000, you have to pay for that amount of money upfront before the cover becomes active. And you pay for this every year, all right? The day that you don't pay for this cover, then you do not have a cover. It ends like that. Critical illness, on the other hand, is a cover that you pay for monthly. Even if you take that same 120,000, you pay for it on a monthly basis at the rate of 10,000. So it is easier for you to be able to pay for it because you pay for it in bits. The other difference is that when critical illness strikes, at the point in which it strikes, the policy is still valid for the entire 5 billion or for the entire 2 million. They don't look at it and say that, oh, you've only paid 7 months, so the policy is not active. No. Critical illness has a waiting period of 6 months. From the 7th month, the policy is valid. All right? The other difference is that for medical, you have to keep paying for this policy year in, year out. Whether you get sick, you don't get sick, you have to pay for the policy. Critical illness happens in a different way. You will pay for that policy if you take a premium payment period of 10 years, then you pay for that policy for 10 years and then you stop. When you stop paying for the policy in 10 years and you are not sick, the policy remains valid for up to when you're 65. So you've paid your 10K every month for 10 years. That is 1.2 million. You have a policy that is valid for up to when you're 65 years, and it's a policy worth 5 million. That is the difference between critical illness and a medical cover. So let us not confuse the two. If you have a medical cover, trust me, you will need a critical illness cover to step in at the point when your medical cover is not going to be able to cover you, because it never fully covers for critical illness, and even when it does, it's never enough. All right? Thank you.